Well, it seems like a lifetime since we've been talking about the 2024 renewal of the Summer Cup. And of course, we have been drumming home the great enthusiasm and the great support we've been receiving from the sponsors, that is Betway's SA via Mr. Jonathan Bloomberg. The prize money has been boosted to a whopping 6 million rand for the third renewal of the Betway Summer Cup. This is 2024, of course. And if you don't know by now, I don't know where you've been if you're not in South Africa, they've also invested money in other sports. 900 million, that figure. Do you know about it? Well, we'll talk about it later. But let's introduce my panel of esteemed guests. And sir, it couldn't have been a better day for you to come. Of course, we're talking about the Minister of Agriculture and the new GNU, and that is Mr. John Steenhuisen. Sir, welcome and thank you very much.
Thank you. It's a real privilege to be here with you today.
Are you a racing man, or today
I've been a racing man for many years, mainly because I'm from Durban, mainly a lot of the Durban Julys and, of course, the Met. But it's really great to be here at Turffontein today and to just see the incredible rebirth of this wonderful day and the incredible work done by the sponsors investing in racing in South Africa.
And of course, we're going to touch on your department as well. I think it's going to have a big part to play as far as the sport itself. And of course, we can't go without seeing our CEO, a person who has put in hours and hours to ensure that today comes together. And I think this is the best Summer Cup day we've had in many a year. The fields themselves have been very competitive. We're talking about our CEO, Ms. Fundi Sitebe. Fundi, the day so far, how has it gone for you?
So far, so good, but it's always kind of great at the very end when everybody's come back safely, our horses, our jockeys, our spectators. So there's still some work for us to do, but so far, so good. It's looking absolutely amazing here at Turf.
Now, we talk about the money, we talk about Betway. You see Betway everywhere you go. And of course, the man behind the Betway SA and the promotion of Betway and our sport is Mr. Jonathan Bloomberg. You may have seen him before, but Jonathan, in case you don't know, this is Mr. Jonathan Bloomberg. And of course, thank you so much for the continued support to racing and your injection of more cash into the Summer Cup this year.
Thanks, Cecil. Lovely to be here. Lovely to see what's transpired here at Turffontein today in the third running of the Betway Summer Cup. I think racing, we know, has been under a lot of pressure, and it's great to see certain parts of revitalization. It's a great social aspect.
Indeed. I mean, it can't be done on itself. You've obviously been a great vehicle because, as you say, this is the third renewal and the crowds seem to be getting better by the year. So obviously Betway is a brand that people are beginning to believe in day by day. Now, the incentive and the initiative to incentivize the grooms with 20,000 Rand each, I think that is not paying lip service. It is actually walking the talk.
Yeah, so I think that was always a thing close to my heart. I think, a groom works in a stable. He has a job. He's not too well paid in today's times. He has a family to support. He has children. He gets a horse in as a 2-year-old. He has no idea what ability this horse has. When that horse makes the final field of the Summer Cup, for him to get 20,000 Rand is more than just a gift. It's an acknowledgement for the work that he's done. It's our way of saying thank you for participating in the sport. There's a big value chain that plays a part in this game.
Yeah, indeed, and of course that is much appreciated. Now, Minister, I was going to say your department plays a big part in the well-being of horse racing. Protocols have been reviewed and they're now very much favorable for the breeders, and obviously they are working on farmland. Have you taken much interest, or have you actually delved into how much more you can do for the breeding industry?
Yes, of course, and I see the industry as a big growth industry for South Africa, both from an economic perspective. There's obviously a lot of revenue for government and the horse racing sector, but I think it's also a large opportunity for growth and jobs in the sector. Obviously, it needs a department that creates an enabling environment, both from a regulatory and legislative perspective, to make it as easy as possible for those in the industry to get on and do what they do best. We've seen now a reopening of sales of and export of horses into Europe. We're working on fixing some of the protocols and obviously smoothing out some of the areas so that we can see real growth in this particular sector. And then, of course, dealing with some of the day-to-day issues like the quality and quantity of African horse sickness vaccines that make the movement of horses a lot easier around the country, making sure that we have a solid quantity and a good supply of them so that it doesn't impede the industry from getting on and doing what it needs to do. So I wanted to give the assurance, and part of me being here today is to say you've got a department now that wants to partner with you to grow the sector, to grow horse racing in South Africa.
Well, in rounding off, as far as you're concerned, sir, your country needs you, horse racing needs you, and I think the whole, generally, the public here on course are appreciative of your presence. Thank you very much. Ma'am, a last word from you. You are the hostess.
I think kudos to both teams from Betway and 4 Racing, and I think thank you to the Minister as well for showing up, because it's equally important for him to be a part of this experience so that he sees where his department plays. I think we've got a fantastic field. I'm so grateful to the owners and the trainers that made it out here. I mean, to see it again, to see Francis Ethel, to see O'Sheen Murphy, to see Royal Victory again, just to name but a few, is just absolutely amazing. And it's testament to the fact that we are, thanks to Betway, Africa's richest horse racing event. And we want to continue. We want to continue with the quality. We want to continue with bringing this to our people, because at the end of the day, we don't operate in isolation. We operate for the people that are here today. So thank you.
Mr. Bloomberg, last word to you. Thank you very, very much. I can say so many things and they would be from the heart, but I think the proof is in the eating, and keep on doing what you're doing. Thank you very, very much.
Thanks, Cecil. It's a privilege for us to be part of 4 Racing jurisdiction, a privilege for us to be a part of horse racing. We're part of so many great sports, both locally and internationally, and horse racing is something that's close to our hearts. You know, horse racing is where actually sports betting originated, whether it might have been in South Africa or internationally. So it plays a big part, and I like to stress the fact that the part it plays in terms of jobs and the whole value chain and what is actually needed going forward in order to sustain the sport. It's a great sport. It's a great sport from an owning point of view, from a punting point of view, from a breeding point of view, from a social point of view. There's a lot to be said about it, and I think a lot of effort needs to be put into being made, you know, that this game is sustainable.
With no disrespect to my revered panel, we now have to go back to the business of hand. It is the Betway Summer Cup Renewal 2024. And with that, Mr. Steenhuisen, a great honor to meet you. Ma'am, always a privilege to talk to you. And John, thank you for all you do. Thank you so much. That is our guest as we now lead up to Nico Cruciatus shortly. He will give us a rundown of the field for the Summer Cup 2024.
We want to have a chat. Firstly, what an honor to have you here at Racing. We really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Obviously, my new position as Minister of Agriculture, large parts of the horse racing industry now fall under my portfolio. So it's been really great to be able to be here and see Turffontein like we don't get to see it very often.
Yes, and I mean, as you can see, it's such a lovely sport, and we want more people like you involved in it because we want it to grow to where it was in the yesteryear.
Absolutely, and I've been a big fan of horse racing for many, many years. Obviously, I attended a lot of the races as a Durbanite, mainly the Durban July, but it's really great to be here and just see the incredible begeers, the incredible vibe here. It's really a wonderful day. You couldn't ask for better weather for racing, and I think you could have asked for a better field than we have today.
Please don't go anywhere. Stay and bet with us. Have fun. Have some drinks and food. We'll see you later.
I certainly intend to do so.
Thank you. John Steenhuisen, that is our Minister of Agriculture, the leader of the DA. Lovely to have him on course. I'm sorry I keep on saying that, but quid pro quo. She's just spoken. I don't need to talk. That race is done and dusted.